me, or did you marry me because your religion commanded plural marriage? What I know about it, I wonder if I would do it again. I do not like the idea that you guys are in plural marriage with me because you were commanded to. I like the idea that we were in plural marriage together because we were in love and we chose to build a family together.
Kody's narrative is really something, isn't it? It's like he's starring in his own personal reality show, and the plot is constantly shifting to fit whatever version of the story he's telling that day. Take season 15, episode 1, for example. At that gathering Janelle set up, Kody is all about the big family dream, talking about how he hopes they're all together because of love and the desire to build a family. Fast forward to today, and suddenly it's only Robyn he ever loved. Yeah, Kody, maybe you should consider a rewatch of your own show. Might help keep the plot consistent. Honestly, he gives off major family annihilator vibes, which is super comforting, right? I'm genuinely terrified just thinking about him. The guy's entire demeanor is like walking on eggshells, just waiting for the world's biggest drama queen to throw a tantrum. Seriously, it's like living with a toddler who could go into a meltdown at any moment. And don't get me started on the drama. How anyone survives that on a daily basis is beyond me. Oh, and is he still into his gun trade? Just curious if he's still making questionable decisions. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Did anyone else catch what David said at Gwen's bridal shower? Because I nearly choked on my drink when he casually dropped, "Your mom didn't think I was old last night." Excuse me? Sir, this is an engagement party, and there are children around, including her children. How is that not the most cringy, embarrassing thing to say? I mean, Gwen was already gagging from his age comments, and then this? Honestly, the two of them together are just a lot. We get it, you guys have intimate relations. But can we not broadcast it at a family gathering? Everyone in the family communicates in snarky, off-the-cuff comments, so I was trying to roll with it. Mykelti and Tony definitely dish out their fair share of trash talk too. But come on, Gwen's questions were pretty rude, calling him old, so maybe she did kind of deserve some of it. Still, that line about her mom. Not cool. I think David was just trying to make a joke and fit in. But personally, it's a joke I'd never want to hear about my mom. With this group, though, it almost felt expected, like Tony's whole third date is the sex date nonsense earlier. Yikes, the mystery of Robyn and the catfishing scandal. Did she or didn't she set up Meri? I mean, it's hard not to think that Robyn might have had something to do with it. She knew Meri better than anyone after all. She knew exactly where to hit to get under Meri's skin, what she wanted, how to reel her in. The catfish, oddly enough, seemed to have a little too much insight into private family matters, things only Robyn would have known. Not exactly a coincidence, right? Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I don't think it's out of the question that Robyn was involved. I'm not alone in this theory either. Robyn herself admitted to knowing a lot more about what was going on during a tell-all a season or two ago. And let's not forget, Robyn's friend, Kendra, is the one who vouched for the catfish. That's a pretty solid clue that Robyn's hands are more dirty than she'd like to admit. Now, if you've ever watched that episode from the Alaska trip, you'll remember Robyn sitting right next to Meri when she dropped the bombshell. What did Robyn do? Oh, nothing. Just stared at her food, barely acknowledging what was happening. Now, Robyn is always the one with something to say, always eyeing everyone like she's ready to jump in with the last word. But in that moment, silence. That's one of the biggest tells for me. Why the sudden quiet? And Kendra, Robyn's social media cheerleader from years ago, that woman was practically defending Robyn about everything. I don't hear much from her these days, but back then, she was the ultimate Robyn supporter. Definitely raises some eyebrows when Kendra's the one backing up the catfish. Do I think Robyn set it up? I'm not sure, but I do think she knew what was going on and didn't do a thing to stop it. She could have fed info to Kendra or just stood by and let the whole thing play out for her own convenience. Either way, it's shady. And let's be real, Robyn's not exactly the picture of kindness and integrity, so I wouldn't put it past her. As for the whole legal marriage drama, I don't think it was about that. Meri was already legally divorced from Kody before the catfish came into the picture, Sept 2014, and the catfishing seems to have happened in 2015. The timing doesn't line up for it to be a master plan for Robyn to snatch up the legal wife title. That doesn't mean she wasn't involved, though. It just makes the whole thing even more suspicious. What really has me raising an eyebrow is the catfish allegedly attending one of the house parties Kody and Meri threw for their MLM business. The catfish said she worked for this Sam who was interested in investing in the business. But here's the thing. Why would Kody, who claims to be a master salesman, not handle the pitch himself? If this person was a big-time investor, shouldn't Kody have been the one to sell him? It doesn't make sense unless maybe he was in on it too. So yeah, the divorce happened before the catfishing. But that doesn't mean Robyn wasn't somehow involved. There are still so many unanswered questions here, and it's all looking very suspect. Robyn, always a step behind, right? She totally just lifted Janelle's storyline and made it her own. Remember when Janelle said, "Kody, I feel like I have to choose between my kids and this group. My kids don't feel welcome here." And then she doubled down with, "I'm going to choose the kids. I'm going to choose the dogs." Classic Janelle, right? But now here comes Robyn, suddenly spinning the same "I'm protecting my kids" narrative. What a coincidence. She's definitely heard that from Janelle and thought, hey, I could use that. She's basically repeating Janelle's concerns, just with her own little twist, trying to make it seem like she's the one making all the sacrifices for her family. Talk about stealing someone's thunder. It's pretty clear Robyn's got a thing against Janelle. It's almost laughable at this point. Honestly, I think she feels threatened by Janelle. And Kody? He's way more into Janelle than he'll ever admit. There's definitely more going on there than the show lets on. If you go back to those early seasons, especially when they're all on that couch together, just watch Janelle's reactions whenever Robyn opens her mouth. Her face says it all. I really think Janelle saw the writing on the wall the moment Robyn entered the picture. And when Meri divorced Kody to marry Robyn, yeah, that was confirmation for Janelle that everything was shifting. I'm pretty sure Janelle knew from the start how this was all going to play out. In all honesty, I think Janelle's the one Robyn struggles with the most. Janelle's family to Kody, there's just something there that Robyn can't compete with. Plus, Janelle's kids, Logan and Maddie, always seemed like the favorites, didn't they? And unlike the others, Janelle never got into petty competition with Robyn. Kody respected her in a way that was different, more solid. Honestly, if this were a rom-com, Janelle would be the best friend Kody eventually realizes he's meant to be with. Robyn's household spending, how did no one raise an eyebrow? I mean, Janelle was the one handling the finances, so you'd think she'd be on top of the numbers, right? But apparently, no one had a problem with that level of spending on Robyn. Seriously, the first time I'm hearing about it is this season, after the other wives walked away. The house. The nanny who costs $40, $60K a year? Really? With all those capable people in the family who could have helped for free? And the artwork, it's like she covered every single surface of that house with it. Surely the other wives must have seen this when they visited, right? Not to mention the ridiculously expensive kitchen gadgets. Meanwhile, the other households were scrounging around for used furniture. The contrast is unreal. Robyn's spending is on another level compared to everyone else. And let's not forget the debt she brought into the marriage. Oh, and that failed business venture, Sister Wives Closet? Yeah, tons of money went into that disaster. But she still managed to walk away looking like she hit the jackpot. Now that she's the legal wife, of course. Meanwhile, the other wives, who've put in 20+ years, are left with scraps. And don't even get me started on that $7,500 Saft house. Why? Just why? It's almost like Robyn and Kody were on a mission to dump all their liquid assets into shiny objects, maybe in case the other wives come after them for alimony. Although I doubt they'd win, given the whole polygamous situation and the fact that Robyn's the only legal wife in the conservative state of Arizona. But here's the kicker: the other wives weren't about to speak up. Not after seeing how Kody treated Meri all those years. Every time Meri tried to voice her concerns, Kody would flip out, accuse her of something ridiculous, and shut down the conversation. No one wanted to be next in line to be on the receiving end of Kody's wrath. Accusing Robyn of extravagant spending? That would have been a disaster. Kody would have lost it in ways we can't even imagine, probably worse than his knife in the kidneys meltdown. And don't even get me started on Robyn's always perfectly manicured nails. She's got all these kids, bills up to her eyeballs, but yes, let's make sure we prioritize a fresh set of acrylics every 2 weeks. Meanwhile, she'll tell everyone she's careful with money. Sure, Robyn. She's out here saving grocery money to buy trinkets and expensive houses. But in the end, the real issue? The wives were kept in the dark. Oh, they might have suspected something, but speaking up against Kody and his shy, favorite wife was just not an option. They knew better than to challenge that dynamic. Grace for the wives. In a polygamous family that runs on a foundation of rigid rules and expectations, the patriarch's job is clear: keep the peace. If Meri and Janelle were tearing each other apart like cats and dogs, Kody was supposed to step in and play mediator. If Christine and Robyn couldn't get along, well, surprise, surprise, Kody's the one expected to smooth things over. And if Robyn wasn't quite vibing with the family's parenting norms, guess what? It was on Kody to either redefine the whole system or somehow convince Robyn's kids to go along with it. Whatever chaos the women stirred up, ultimately, it was Kody's responsibility because that's the beautifully structured system they signed up for. So yeah, I've got a decent amount of sympathy for the OG3. Robyn, though, oh, she gets a mere 0.04 ounces of grace. Yes, you read that right. But even she gets a tiny shard of grace. And I'm not going to lie, I laughed so hard at that. I spilled my drink down the front of my shirt. A shard of grace? Perfect. It's going in my vocabulary from now on. And speaking of grace, or the lack of it, let's talk about that time Kody left Christine at the hospital when she was in labor with Truly. What was he doing? Oh, just caught on camera kissing Robyn at her house. Not exactly a picture of responsible, family-first behavior, right? It's like the cracks started showing up right from the get-go. He kissed her before they were even married, started throwing out the family's standards left and right. Hello, Christmas celebrations, ear piercings, and kisses. And then suddenly wanted her to move in with everyone before they even tied the knot. Wonder where that special treatment for Robyn began. Meri is out here juggling at least 8 different hustles. You've got to give her credit for that. Not only does she have her show, but she also manages these 7 other side gigs, all proudly displayed on her website. Worthy up? Lizzie's Heritage Inn, Park Lane Jewelry, Lularo, Cameo, Liv, Hugimals, and Worlda Jewelry. Oh, and let's not forget, none of this is tied to MSWC. Robyn must be so hurt by that, huh? LOL. Now, I know people love to drag MLMs, but let's get real. They're not just hustles, they're more like predatory schemes. But if you're lucky enough to have a solid downline, I guess it makes sense to jump into a bunch of them, right? All you really have to do is sign people up, and boom, you're golden. As for Meri's Lularo group, I'm a member myself. She's on there a few times a week, doing live streams, and honestly, she seems pretty successful. But here's the kicker. She's not just sitting back and letting her downline do all the work. Nope, she's in there invoicing, packing, and shipping orders. So yeah, while some people might think it's all a scam, I'll give her this, she works hard. It's not just a let's collect a paycheck while everyone else does the legwork kind of hustle. Kody says the same things over and over again, and honestly, it's exhausting. The guy is a broken record. Always talking about how he's been betrayed, how no one is loyal, how he didn't love anyone. Like, okay, we get it, dude. If they kept a tally of how many times he says that, it'd probably hit a pretty high number each episode. No respect for the guy. He's just a walking, talking turd. And then there's the whole betrayal thing. What betrayal? Or when he calls his exes the enemies? Really? Enemies? Why can't they just be ex-wives? Or, I don't know, the mothers of his kids? Enemy is a pretty strong word. Oh, and don't get me started on his wordiness. He'll use 10 words where 5 would do. Like when he said, Janelle has a card that says the word victim on it, and she wants to play it. It's not only way too long, it's also flat out wrong. A more accurate and much simpler way to put it. Kody loves to play the victim card. Much cleaner, much truer. TLC really needs to stop paying him unless he can come up with some new material. Good old Meri and the Ben B. Honestly, I'm loving this rewatch. Everyone's catching up, and it's about time. I might not be Meri's biggest fan, but I have to say, I'm kinda here for her buying the Ben B on her own. The way the family treats her, though, it's like they've forgotten she's part of the same group. They were all about starting my sister wives' closet, but when it came to Meri's big move, crickets. Yeah, they couldn't even throw her a bone, but when she makes it happen on her own, suddenly everyone wants to be involved. Classic. Honestly, buying that B&B without their help was probably one of the best decisions Meri's ever made, and let's not forget how it totally backfired on them, especially when they tried to sabotage her by pulling out of their loan promise. But surprise, surprise, Meri gets the financing herself. The family definitely didn't want that on camera, but it was obvious. Who casually drops a bombshell like that without a heads up? You could practically feel the tension when they hit her with that out of nowhere. Talk about a setup. And let's be real, if that B&B had turned into a cash cow, you just know Kody and Robyn would have been scheming to get their hands on it. Kody's always talking like he's some business genius, but when it comes down to it, Meri kept that thing out of his grubby paws. That's the best part. She didn't let it get liquidated to fund their other things, like their questionable spending habits. Finally, Meri has something that's hers, something that actually makes her happy, and honestly, I'm here for it. So Kody's being interviewed, and he's asked if Robyn's kids know that their dad is dying of cancer. His first response? Robyn's kids have made the choice, but wait, he catches himself, then decides it's best not to comment on someone else's personal drama. Sure. I have a strong feeling he was about to drop the bombshell that they've chosen not to support him, or better yet, chosen to ignore him entirely. But hey, who am I to speculate? That'd be totally heartbreaking, and honestly, a little sickening. Let's hope I'm wrong on that one. But then, just in case we missed it, Kody quickly corrects himself. Robyn has made the choice for her kids. Oh, thanks for the clarity there, Kody. You've got 15 biological kids of your own, and you're still somehow managing to muscle your way into another man's family. Incredible. There was absolutely no reason you couldn't have been a decent stepdad to Robyn's kids, while encouraging them to maintain a relationship with their actual father. What a stand-up guy. And let's not forget Dayton, the guy who, surprise, actually spoke up and was honest enough to say he was shocked his dad gave up his parental rights. What does Kody do? He says he'll hug Aurora because, apparently, she looked excited about the adoption. Yep, that'll fix everything. Honestly, I have no doubt that Robyn's behind this, but at the same time, Kody is definitely not blameless. It's not his place, of course. He's not their biological father, so he can't exactly dictate what those kids do. I'm not defending him, though. I'm just pointing out the obvious truth. Robyn definitely has a hand in this, and if she does, well, she's just as much to blame. But let's be real, Kody clearly plays favorites. We all know he treats Robyn's kids like gold, while the others barely get a glance. Nice guy, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.